On this week's episode, I interview my 17-year-old niece, Ruth. She works at a boutique consignment store in Tyler, Texas called My Sister's Room, and is also an avid thrift shopper. I wanted to get the secondhand buyer experience from someone who loves shopping and is always looking for unique, fun pieces. Welcome to Garage Sales Unhinged,
where the characters are as quirky as the finds.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Jake.
Join us as we dive into the wild world of garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, and anywhere secondhand sales are happening.
From bizarre bargains to hilarious haggles.
You won't believe the stories we've got lined up.
Let's get unhinged.
How much do you love to shop?
I love shopping. If I had enough money to shop every day, I would.
What's enough money in your world? Like, in your mind, what is enough?
Well, a little is 100. I was talking to my friends about this literally Sunday. I was like, guys, I have no money. And a little money, they were like, how much is that? I was like $100. They made me really sad. And so, to be able to shop every day, I feel like I would need, $1,000 a week. Because I would shop every day.
And for my audience, What bills do you have?
None. I don't pay bills.
How do you pay for the gas in your car?
Oh, I pay for gas, but it's $20 to fill it up, so it's not bad.
Yeah, you got a pretty good vehicle.
I do.
Okay, so if you had the money... Okay, Ruth, if you had the money and you could buy whatever you wanted, where would you put all that stuff?
All my money or what? All that I buy?
All that you buy.
All that I buy?
Let's be real, because if you had the money, it would go straight out the door. You're not put into an IRA or anything.
Where would I put all my stuff? Okay, so obviously, when you buy stuff, you get kind of tired of it after having it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I would obviously get rid of everything that I have right now. And just, every week, just, get rid of stuff. So there's room for new stuff every week.
But how would you get rid of it?
How do, donate it?
To, Goodwill or...
Then someone else can go buy it.
Would you ever, think about reselling it?
Yeah, definitely.
Have you ever done that?
Yes, I literally did it Saturday. I brought some stuff up to my shop, and I was put it on my computer, and they're on the floor now.
Okay, you said your shop. What is your shop?
It's a consignment store, kind of a boutique kind of style. And so people bring in, designer items or just, regular, everyday brands like Nike and stuff like that, and we'll sell them, off the floor for, since they've been used before, we'll sell them at a discounted price of what, they would have originally sold from.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's something, people bring in, stuff that's never been used, bags and clothes and everything. And even shoes, still have, the original stickers on them and, haven't shown any signs of wearing. Or the tag's still hanging on them. And so we'll look at their prices, but we'll still mark it down because it's a resale shop.
So, don't quote me on this, and if anyone's listening, don't fact check me on this. But I believe there was a girl that I went to high school with, and the rumor was, and I don't know if it was factual or not, but the rumor was she would only wear an outfit twice before she would never wear it again.
I would do that. If I had that money, I would do that.
That seems like such a waste. Right?
But you don't want to, people my age, you don't want to wear the same thing, over and over, because then it gets old, and people are is that all that you have? You want to have more.
Okay, when I was your age, the answer would have been yes, that is all that I have. I could not.
It is all that I have. And so when we wear something, I'm just guys, I swear I have more clothes than this. I just did my laundry. It's okay. It's clean. Even though I wore it last week. I wore this top last week. But yesterday, a week ago.
And if you had all the money in the world, you wouldn't...
I wouldn't have that problem.
You wouldn't wear it again.
A completely new outfit every day of the week.
Okay, so a lot of my friends that listen to the podcast, they have kids your age. And they say, yeah, my child loves to go thrift store shopping and all that stuff. So, and you're nodding your head to me and I should clarify for a visitor, Ruth is vigorously nodding her head at me. So, what is it about thrift store shopping? Because clearly it's not for, the environment, because you just said if I had all this money and I would just buy stuff and then get rid of it and buy more stuff. So it's not being environmentally conscious. So what is it about thrift store shopping for your generation that you're yeah, I'm going to go do that?
I just being able to go and see, like, because if you buy it used,
Mm-hmm.
obviously someone's worn it and it's going to have either something wrong with it or they were just getting rid of it to get rid of it and make more space. And so, like, you can refurbish it. Like, you can cut anything up. You can stitch things and you can, like, add to it and take apart. And you can just, like, make it into a completely new top or a pair of pants or a skirt or a dress or anything. You make it your own, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, add to it and just personalize it. And just, like, you get to find things that you wouldn't find at, like, other stores. Because most of it's stuff that's, like, kind of older or, like, something that someone bought, like, somewhere not even in the town that you're in, and that it just moved with them or traveled around with them. And so it's just something that you're not going to see, like, all the time. And it can be completely, like, you could be the only one that has something like that.
Are you ever, like, whenever you do go secondhand shopping, are you strategic about where you go? So, like, where I live in the Metroplex, I know that there's some Goodwills that they have primo things because they are near rich areas of the Metroplex. There are some consignment stores that they have primo stuff because of the clientele that brings stuff in. So do you, like, strategize like that? Like, do you go and, like, hey, I'm going to go to that spot because that's in a good neighborhood and all the rich people take their stuff over there and I like the rich people stuff?
So the rich people come to me.
Well, ain't you fancy?
I know, I am. It's a high-end consignment store, so of course they come to me. Recently, like literally 2 weeks ago, I really just started thrift shopping. Like with my friends, we all went and met up at Goodwill here in Tyler, and I'd never been inside. And so when I walked in, like I've always, as a kid, like we used to drive up and always donate our stuff. And so when I went, I didn't know what to expect. Like I've been through the donating line, but that's all. And so when we walked in, I was just like, whoa, like there was so much, and everything was like in their sections. So you had like all the women's clothes and then all of the checkouts and then every single one of all like the home decor and then so on and so forth. And so walking in, everything was like color organized. So if you wanted a specific color, you could go to the color you wanted.
That is pretty unique. Not a lot of Goodwill stores do it that way.
It was also kind of a mess of colors. But everything wasn't organized by size or anything like that. So it kind of made me super dizzy because the store I work at, everything's organized by size. And like we just started organizing by color. So it'll be a little more easier to pick and choose. But just like in places like Goodwill sell things for super cheap. So if you want to go and get like a big haul of stuff, like a super cheap place like Goodwill's to go. Because you'll find all kinds of stuff. But then, like, my consignment store, we get a lot of, like, designer items. Like, we have several $700 dresses and, like, $200 tops. They're expensive.
I know, I tried some on. They were fun.
I know. But no, I picked out this dress and it was $700 and I cried because I wanted it really bad. Anyways, the joys of being 17 and having no money.
Yay. It builds character and personality.
It teaches me how to save. Anyways, also when you're like figuring out where you want to go, one thing I will do is I work at a store where people come in and bring in expensive things, and so you really get to see on like the people that come in. Some people come in and they'll just have like regular everyday stuff. That's why we have so many, like we have a lady that brings in Lululemon like all the time, so we've got like 20 Lululemon shirts and like 2 skirts, and they're off the floor super fast because they're not as expensive as a normal Lululemon would be. But then like we have the ladies that come in that live in estates and own their own businesses, and their mom passed away. Their mom was also rich, and so they bring in like their mom's old stuff, and it's like this expensive David Yurman stuff, or it's like this $2,000 Louis Vuitton bag that sits on the shelf toying with me.
It's just calling your name and you're like, it's out of reach.
I walk by it every day. I'm so scared to touch it.
Are you planning a garage sale, yard sale, or estate sale and need some help? Look no further than Garage Sale Supply. They provide top-notch resources and expert advice to help you host the perfect sale. From pricing tips to promotional strategies, they've got you covered. Visit GarageSaleSupply.com and make your next sale a success.
Well, okay, so something you said is that you went out thrift shopping with your friends. And
They're
correct-
better thrift shoppers than I am. I'm pretty sure they've been in it forever.
well, okay, so as you get older,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times people will go thrift store shopping by themselves. Like, I travel by
Mhm.
myself all the time, and I'll go into thrift stores by myself. But for you and your friends, it sounds like it's more of a social activity. Like, would you ever go thrift store shopping by yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But it also, like, you do it as friends.
So, like, when you're going with your friends, like, sometimes, like, I didn't know where to go, so I followed them around, like, for a little bit, and then they both, like, split up and went shopping on their own. And, like, I have this one friend, and she was like, we were on the way there, and we were all talking, and we were just like, what are we looking for? Da, da, da. She goes, no. When I go thrift shopping, she gets into this, like, mode, and this mode is starting at one rack. Just pick one rack in the middle of anything, and every single rack, every single one looks at everything, and if she thinks like, oh, like, I would like that, puts it in the buggy. And so, like, when we went to go try all of our things on, I had like 5 items, she had 20,
Yeah.
because she went through every single thing, and she left with like, it was like a 20-pound bag of all that she bought. And then my other friend, she'll go around and she looks for specific colors. Like, she's really into like the darker colors, which is going to be like the grays and the greens and the dark blues. She's got red hair, so it makes her hair pop. And so she's going through all of the color sections of anything that's like the colors that she wants to wear. And so she'd pick out her colors, and she had a good lot of items too. But then again, they've been thrifting for like way more longer than I have.
So you're learning from them.
I'm learning from them. So things to learn is to go through every single hanger and every single color and everything.
Well, like you mentioned, the Goodwill that you went to, it was disorganized. And I found that too. Like, whenever I go to a Ross or TJ Maxx, I know that I can find things there that are pennies on the dollar.
I want to look for it.
But it's also very overwhelming for me
Exactly.
of like, that's a lot of stuff to sort through. And it hurts my heart whenever things are not organized.
Oh my gosh.
So
Listen, hear me out. We take care of our dresses. We take care of our clothes. So, like, our expensive stuff gets its own little space, and, like, our fancy dresses with rhinestones and sequins on them get bagged, and they get immediately hung up. And, like, all of our clothes, we don't just throw them in a bag outside the building in the back, in the outside. Like,
Yeah.
our expensive stuff, like, even, like, a cheap formal from Shein, we'll hang it up until we price it and put it on the floor. And so going through Goodwill, they've got their cute dresses, right? One, and all the dresses would be like, what is this? It's sequin formal. And I'm like, those could fall off. It could tear off something else, and it could really ruin the dress, and no one's going to want to buy it. And so, again, like, with going into a place like Goodwill, you got to really be careful about what you're getting, and, like, to check over it, because it could have tears because it's not taken care of. When they get it, like, the tear could have been there when the person donated it. Like, it could have just happened in the process of it getting put out on the floor at wherever the location you get to. And so, like, really looking out for things like that, because we take care of our stuff and immediately bag it. Like, the other day I went through and I used every single one of our bags to bag formals and everything, and just to cover up, to keep them safe, so that we don't have to sell it for even cheaper than we need to.
yeah. Okay, so you like to go thrift store shopping. You don't have the bukus of money that you think you need
Absolutely not.
to go shopping. But you also work in a consignment store, very cute boutique. But I bet you have some good stories from the people that either want to sell things through consignment, or the people that come shopping. Do you want to share a story?
Oh, okay. So this kid story. This lady was, she and her mom came in, and we sometimes will have ladies consign wedding dresses. And so we have like 10, 11 wedding dresses in our formal room, but they're in their own little section. So all of the white dresses are on their own. So if someone comes in and is looking for just like a cheap resale wedding dress, like, we've got it. Like, if you need it. Well, the problem is something happened to her wedding dress that she had ordered, and it didn't come in right, or it was messed up, or something was wrong, and they had like 2 months until the wedding.
Oh, no.
That's no time to order a whole new wedding dress or go shopping and get one sized and get it sent in. Like, there's no time for that. And so they came and they were looking through all of our wedding dresses and they picked out several and they tried them all on. She came out in this one and it was beautiful on her. It was super like vintage too. So it had the lace top and it faded into just like a polyester kind of cover skirt. It was really pretty and it went up and covered her shoulders and it was beautiful on her. And they were so excited and they were like, oh my goodness, like we've been looking for something like this. And she was so happy. Well, they decided not to get it that day, but then I found out that they came the week after and bought the dress and used it at her wedding.
Oh, that's so nice.
It was great. Oh my gosh, I was so happy for them. And so that can happen. Like, you don't find a wedding dress at a
Yeah.
consignment store anywhere.
Well, did your mom tell you about her wedding dress?
No.
Ah, Leslie, you're missing out on sharing these stories. Okay, so your mom's wedding dress, I want to say she bought it at a secondhand store.
Really?
No, I think she bought it at like a bridal store, but it was ripped. And so it was a very beautiful gown. The tulle in it was ripped. And I think the store ended up selling her the dress for $200. And they gave her the tulle so that she could fix it herself.
No way.
And you know how her mom is a great seamstress and she
Yeah,
comes from a family of seamstresses. So she essentially got her ideal wedding dress for $200 by finding, it was almost like for those that are listening, if you go to like a Lowe's or Home Depot, you buy a scratch and dent appliance, it's cheaper because there's a scratch or a dent on it. She pretty much got a scratch and dent bridal dress, but it was pretty. They did a good job.
Yeah, it was pretty. I wasn't there to see it in real life, but pictures are everywhere.
Yes.
Anyways, another good story. Oh my gosh, I love this one. So we had the Tyler Rose Festival last month, and that's like a really big event, and they have like a tea party at the Rose Gardens.
Mhm.
And this lady came in. I was working that morning, and this lady came in like frantic, like she was like panicking. And she was kind of wandering around the store, didn't know what she was looking for. And I was like, hey, ma'am, like, how are you doing? Like, is there anything I can help you find? And she was like, yes, like, she's taking her granddaughter to the tea party. And her granddaughter had this beautiful little cream dress with a pink belt with a bow made of ribbon. And she was like, she thought she had an outfit, but it turns out she didn't. And so the picnic was, the tea party picnic was in 2 hours, and she didn't have a lot of time to find an outfit. And so she came here knowing like she had friends come and be like, they found something and it was great and they love it and they still wear it. And so she came and she was like, I just need help finding something to wear, like here's a picture of her dress and the tea party. And like she said, she was researching on what people wear, and they usually do like floral pattern tops and or dresses. And she was like, but she's like a businesswoman, so she wears pants, dress pants and tops. And so she didn't have like a skirt or a dress to match with her granddaughter. And so we were walking around, and I was just kind of, she wanted a black skirt and then like a flowery top with some cream in it so it would match her granddaughter's dress. She had shoes, she said, but she just needed an outfit. And so we were walking around, there was this black skirt on display with this white striped top. And they were both on display together, and she loved it. She was just like, I have to have that. Well, she was trying that on, and I was looking for some floral tops for her. And so I found 3 of them. One of them was like an off pink, more towards cream with like magenta flowers all over it. It was really pretty. And the other one was like white with green, blue, yellow, and pink flowers all over it. Some purple polka dots in it. It was really pretty. And then the other one was actually cream, and it had green, yellow, and pink flowers all over it. But they were a little bit larger. Didn't look good. Well, she came out of the dressing room. She had called her husband. I guess it was a really scary moment. And I was trying to help her out, and she turned the corner. She's like, it didn't work. The skirt's perfect, but the top doesn't work. What do I do? And I was just like, here's 3 more tops. Try these on. where she tried on the cream one with the larger flowers, and she came out. She was just like, "This is it," and like, I was at the front desk, and she walked to me from the dressing room. She was like, "How is this?" And my boss was there. My boss was like, "Wow!" Like everybody was like, "Wow!" We were like, "Yes, it's perfect." And she was so excited. She like lit up, and she was just like, "This is it. This is perfect."
That's awesome.
And she wore it to the picnic, and she came back. She came back not too long after, and she was just like, "Thank you so much." She's like, it was great help you did. And I'm really happy that we found something. And it was just like, aw.
Well, okay, I've been shopping at your store, and now granted, you and I are related.
I was with you.
Yeah, but it would also felt like you were my personal shopper.
I
And
love personal shopping for people. Like,
Well, and I think that's the thing. Like, yes, you work at a consignment store, it's a resale store, but you, and I know other people you work with, like, you guys like the clothes. You know what you
love my
have.
clothes.
And, like, I was trying to find something for a specific event. I had fun. You knew exactly what kind of clothes to go to, straight to it. Because a store, it has a lot of stuff in it. You can get lost in it if you don't know where you're going, or you can get overwhelmed if you don't know where you're going. And, you know, if I go to a Goodwill, there's no personal shopper there at Goodwill. Now, granted, I still go to Goodwill and find stuff, but going to consignment stores
It's a
is
lot
really
quicker.
nice. It's quicker, but also, like, people can direct me, like, hey, here's the size, here's something that you could wear for your event, this is the color you want. And it is a nice personal touch and saving money in the process.
Exactly. And like, it's just fun. I'm trying to think of like bad stories I've had. They've never happened while I'm there.
That's good.
Maybe
Maybe
one day.
you're the walking Beth story.
Mm.
Maybe all the stories are about you.
Or I'm just mentally blocking out the bad ones. Anyways, another good one. I love this one because, oh my gosh. So me and one of the girls I work with, she's 17 too. She's a few months older than me. We were working this one Saturday, and this lady came in. We just had a good time. We weren't closed or anything, and she was looking around, and I was on the floor working that hour. Because we try and rotate every now and then, so she'll work on the floor. Most of the time, it's literally just two of us working in the shop. And so she'll work on the floor, I'll work at the counter. And, I was on the floor, and I was walking around. She had her arms full. So, I'll still go around and ask people if they want us to start them in the dressing room. That way, they're not carrying around all the stuff they're going to try on and just accidentally hitting stuff or knocking things down. Or just, feeling like they have too much and then going to try everything on and not finishing shopping around the store. And so we'll go start the room. And so got her room and everything, and she just kept shopping. Then finally she tried all of her stuff on, and she was coming to check out, and we just got to talking, and we found out she was a comedian, and she's been having some shows around Tyler and is going to be having one in a month. And this was over the summer. Yeah, it was early August. She was going to be having one in about a month or so. And she was like, y'all should look me up and you should come. She got on ends and everything. And I had seen her once again after that. Well, then it was getting closer to her performance. And she came in again. But it was right as I had flipped the sign that we were closed. And I was literally going around and turning lights off. And my coworker was about to start closing down all of our transaction computer stuff. I don't know how to do it, so I let her do it, and I do everything else. And anyways, so she walks in, and we were getting our last transaction done, and we were closing things down. And she's like, really quick, I had been here last week, and I saw this dress, and I really wanted to get it because I didn't have an outfit for my show. And I was just like, man, I'm so sorry, I can't because we're closed, and you can't come in and buy it. I'm sorry, you'll have to come tomorrow. She's like, but you want to say that I really need it. And I didn't know what to say because I don't want to turn them down and be like, no, you can't come because they'll never come back.
Yeah.
If I'm mean, so I'm just like, I'm really sorry, but you can't. I can't let you in here. And she goes, I know exactly where it is. I know exactly where it is. I don't need to try it on. And I was just like, okay. So she went literally around the corner, grabbed her dress, came back around the corner within like 5 seconds, and was at the counter, paid, and was on her way. And she was like, thank you so much, girls. Thank you so much. And then, well, I took that, it's September. It's like last week of September. So I took that week off because it was my birthday week. And so I didn't come back till 2 weeks later. And I walked in the back, and there was this giant basket with like some treats and like a thank you card. And I was just like, oh, like somebody at the store like got something for someone. And she's like, that's so sweet. And like halfway through my shift, my boss comes around and she goes, oh yeah, like some lady brought that for you. And I was just like, what? It was that lady had brought me a gift the day after her show. That was the comedian.
That's cool.
She came in. I feel bad for not recognizing her, but I did halfway through. And she wrote me a thank you card and got me all these little gifts and like signed her like show paper. It was super cute. It's in a frame. She gave it to me in a frame. It's really cute.
That's
it's like
awesome.
a spray paint smiley face. It's really cute. And she signed it, and she got me a thank you card and all this little stuff. And I was like, you never know, like you can brighten someone's day just by some clothes.
That's awesome.
Makes them feel better about themselves. But it turns out the dress didn't work because she didn't try it on.
Oh no.
But she has a dress if she ever needs it.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to leave my audience with any advice or parting words?
When you're looking for things, check for stains. Just please check for stains. I have caught so many people about to buy something, and I'm just like, are you okay with the stain? And they're like, double take, like, I did not see that. Oh my goodness. Baby wipes. Baby wipes get the simplest stains out. Like, we had this one lady bring in this fur coat, giant fur coat Saturday. I was working Saturday, literally just this Saturday. And this lady brings in this Fax fur coat, giant fur coat. It was her mom's, and it was super expensive. And there was this stain down the front of this fur coat. And it was just, like, crusted, and it was disgusting. And the lady was like, oh, my gosh, like, I didn't know that was there. I'm so sorry. And, like, she never even took it out of the package.
Yeah.
It's been in the package forever. And my boss was like, it's okay. Grabbed a baby wipe, started wiping it down, and then within 10 minutes, the stain was gone.
That's simple, huh?
It was super simple. And I was just like, wow. So I have baby wipes literally with my clothes in my closet now.
Okay, so this might be really gross, but I'm still going to tell you the story.
What?
You know, I go to a lot of dress-up events and galas.
And
all
don't
that.
take me. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, you're 17. And so I needed a dress for an event I was going to. Went to a large department store to try to find something. And I found something on like the clearance rack.
I love clearance racks.
Went and tried it on, fit great. But while I was trying it on, and as I'm putting this dress over my head, it was the worst smelling BO in the world. Like, I almost brought my lunch back up while I was trying on this dress. But I was also leaving for this event in in a week or so. And I'm like, if I don't get this now, I don't know if I'm going to find a dress for this event. So I took the dress up to the cashier and I was like, hey, can I get any money off of this? Because I'm going to have to get this professionally cleaned. It was so bad. And the lady scanned the ticket and she's like, we can't take any more money off of this. This is the bottom of what it's going to be. And I was like, well, how much is it? Because they didn't have the price tag on it.
Ooh.
And she's like, it's $9. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll pay $9.
$9 for the dress.
And I think the cleaning fee for it was $20. So
You
I
were
was
trying
like,
to get a cheaper bargain than what it already was.
I didn't know how much it was. So I was like, yeah, the $9 sold. And like, she wanted to know, do you want to leave it on the hanger? And whenever she was putting it in the bag, and I was like, no, I don't need the hanger. I was like, actually, if you can just put it in the bag and tie it up. I was like, it smelled so bad. But by the time I wore it for the event, it smelled great and fine. And, you know, I love my dry cleaner. He does a great job.
Oh my gosh. No, I've never had an experience like that. Personally, I've tried on things and I'll look at the collar before I try it on. Some ladies come in, Also, when you go shopping and you want to try things on, make sure that you're not wearing makeup, because working at a store where I handle clothes, I hate taking clothes off of our, like, I don't want to buy rack and looking at the collar and seeing makeup stains inside the shirt or inside the dress. It's
Yeah.
disgusting. And I'm like, when I go and try stuff on, I will purposefully take it 5 inches away from my face before I put it on, because I don't want to, you don't want to mess it up and it be your fault that someone else can't buy it because of that stain.
Yeah. It's good advice.
Oh yeah, no, I consigned a thing from Granny Net, my grandma. And I came back a week later and my boss had it pulled into the back, and I was like, she goes, oh yeah, there's a stain on your top. I don't know if you noticed it. And I was like, I picked it up. It was disgusting. It was all down the front.
That's weird.
Like somebody like wiped their whole face on the front, foundation, lipstick, everything. And I was just like, that was definitely not there because nobody had worn it.
Yeah.
It was bought off of online, Amazon, and never worn. And I consigned it, never worn. Still had like the packaging fold, everything.
That's weird.
And I was just like, oh man. So I've got to give it back to my grandma. Or clean it and put it back on the floor. But it was disgusting because people aren't cautious about where they're putting their face when they're trying clothes on.
Such a weird thing to say, but
Yeah, it is.
valid.
I don't want to try something on that's got someone else's makeup on it.
Yeah, I didn't really want to try on a dress that once I had it over my head, I
smelled
just
like
smelled
BO.
body odor. Oh, it was bad.
Ugh.
Wow.
Parting words? My parting words are, come visit my store.
What's the name of the store?
My sister's room. It's on West 9th Street in Tyler,
Awesome.
close to downtown, beside the new Hangers of Hope. Hangers of Hope is a good place to thrift too, by the way.
Oh,
They've
that
got
sounds good.
lots of stuff. I haven't been, but I need to go. I'm gonna go to the big new one.
Awesome. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.